Hi. How you guys doing? Good. Really good.
Your starting quarterback.
Yeah, I think anytime you get to the Spartan camp, you get excited about the opportunity to get a ton of reps. I mean, there's over 1,200 reps right now. Once you get to these about, practice 14, 15, 16, you're into 1,000 reps usually in your count. And when you feel like you've got an identity on where you need to be at that point, and you feel comfortable with the way things are going, you can name a guy. It gets exciting because you got about 2 weeks now to ramp up to really get the chemistry and timing and solidify that position. And so it's earned. It's not given. I'm here in this program because, probably the identity of Kenny and the characteristics that I felt fit me as well. And I think that's in life as in football. You can gain a lot by earning stuff and understanding how that works. And so he's earned it, and everyone's very clear how that's been earned and taken, and I think we're excited about it.
What traits of Trent or Sam do you think help win him the job?
Well, I think we mentioned this last time. I think number one is work ethic. He's come in as a guy who's only played four or five college football games and has really been extremely savvy in regards to taking an approach that puts him in a place where he can gain as much of advantage work-wise as he can. He's in here early, he's in here late, he's got a ton of questions, he's in a ton of film. He's consciously, thirsty for information. A lot of feedback. Just a guy who is just constantly looking for growth, and you can see it. It's reflective in his patterns. He's imperfect right now with the inexperience at the position, but I think the intangible piece to his growth has been the work in general. He's got a personality that you want to follow. He typifies that, and he leads in the right way. And I think the number one trait to leadership is influence. In that regard, as you go out in the field, do people want to follow you? Do people understand when you talk that you want to do stuff right? So.
Did you feel his confidence carrying over from the last part of spring practice into fall camp? Was that pretty evident?
Yeah, I think to be candid, I think you'd say it too. Coming out of spring, there were some things he's pretty frustrated with actually. I think because it was new. There's a lot of stuff. It's a new offense. We haven't been together. We didn't know each other. We didn't know many guys on the team. He's in a new environment. He's in a new state. He's in a new living place. And I think that growth is hard initially, just like anybody else as a young guy. I think the growth he made from spring to summer was really evident. He really took a front seat to leading the operation, and that's a player-led operation in summer. So I think his confidence really got boosted over the summer of repping the offense again, being with these guys a lot, and you could see that come out in fall camp.
Kenny talked about his ball security, putting the ball in jeopardy is one of the big reasons why Sam.
Yeah, number one thing we can do. Number one thing on our list of goals is take care of the football. I think that's at the top of everyone's list who really wants to be great in offense is taking care of the football. Knowing what to do with the ball, knowing when to take risks, knowing when to not, and taking care of the football. Again, we've got, I think, over 700 attempts now, and we track every single throw in camp. I've tracked every ball in camp for 15 years now at the quarterback position, and gives me kind of a subjective overview on kind of where we're at over the course of over the term of a camp or a spring ball or whatever. So that tracking has led us to believe that there's a percentage and a look that we know it's supposed to look like fundamentally to give us a chance, and he's done a good job of putting us in that range where we feel like we can really maximize our growth as an offense.
As a player, how much is it to be able to know that you're the starter, and is there any advantage of that?
Yeah, I think that there's a careful advantage, right? I think that there's an opportunity there for you to say, hey, I can now be in the position that I wanted, but now I've got to put my team on my back and make sure that position I can carry. Because I think the reality of that is winning it's one thing, staying with it and succeeding at it's another. And I think this is just the first step of, okay, now I've got what I've tried to attain to do. Now I need to be able to perform and keep that job. Because at the end of the day, we need a successful group out there, and his job is to go out and lead us the first time we do it and to keep that job.
One thing that's unique to Sam, based on your observations over the last few months, what would you say that would be?
That's a question for him. One thing that's unique, in my perspective. I got you. One thing that's unique about Sam, I'm going back to the fact that he's still young at the position. To have the maturity to do some of the off-field stuff he does is above par. To have only played 4 games, to be in a position he's at with the youthfulness he's had of the lack of experience, to be as be as finite and detailed he is with his work in the building and off and away from me, that part is rare. That's something usually comes with time and experience and maturity when guys get older and the college pieces has run its course and all the stuff outside of it gets kind of okay. I'm bored of that. He doesn't have that at all. He has no distractions. He is dialed, man. He is very mature. That's probably the unique piece about the inexperienced piece, how young he is to have that maturity.
What was your first impression of Sam when you first met him, and how has your relationship with him evolved to now?
Before we met, we had a bunch of film. I had a ton of high school film, broke down every film we had, every piece of film we had in high school, every piece of film I had at Michigan State. Did all the traits and did the background. That's on the screen. And then when we met, I think his diligence and his wanting us to be great. I mean, it's the story behind that's the longest recruit meeting I've ever had in one-on-one. We had a 6-hour position meeting on an official visit, and I wasn't letting him come out of the room. So he had like 4 or 5 other visits I think set up. My only goal was to break all the visits and cancel them. So Kenny came in like 5 times and poked his head in, like, you still here? I think it got dark. His dad's still there. Like, I think we had to bring him food in the building. And so I think at that point we realized we were one and the same, because he didn't flinch. He sat there for 6 hours and we just ripped. So hopefully that's I think the last person I did it with was probably my wife, and that worked out all right so far. It's 14 years later.
Did you do it?
Did she do it? Yeah, we did it.
No, did he do it? Did he commit that?
He committed that day. Yeah, canceled the visits. We got him locked in. He committed when he went back and talked to his parents, but he canceled us of the visits, and the rest is history. So now we go. So we got a lot of work to do.
How about the other guys in the room, Jeff and Trent? How
Good.
do you feel about your room?
Good. I think the biggest thing in that room, having played the position and done it for a while, I think the biggest thing that I hold near and dear to is just being transparent and being honest. We track every ball and every stat, so there's ultimate transparency. Not so much about stat lines, but so it's clear about who's taking care of the ball, are we explosive, where are we on third downs, how are we doing in first and second down, where are we at in the red zone. Let's make it real clear what we're doing and how we're doing, and that's reflective of me too. I like that as a player when I was a player. I want to see the debrief, I want to see the feedback, and then go and be honest with each other about where we need to go. And we've been honest with each other. I think both those guys understood the nature of the position we took, and excited about being there as a team.
How do you think they have progressed in camp, Trenton and Jeff?
Good. I mean, I think if anything, I hope that, and a lot of coaches say, you speak for the players. I don't do that. I hope they'd say he treats me the same as the first guy, and I do. I try to coach every single one of those guys, walk-ons included. I'm all over. I'm trying to get the best and maximize all their potential. I don't care if they're first or last. That's my job.
Is there one trait, whether it's delivery, footwork, that you really felt Sam improved quite a bit from the first day of spring until today?
No, I think it's all come within the growth of the offense. I think the physical traits have come, the rhythm, the timing, the footwork, the progressions, the ability to communicate. I mean, that's a big piece of playing quarterback, is to communicate verbally and non-verbally. And I think all those things, he's done a really good job of growth in many of those stages, with a long way to go. We all know here we're in the infant stages. We're in the first fall camp with this group. We're inheriting the 123rd ranked scoring offense in the country. So we got a lot of work to do, and all these guys have put it on their back, got a chip on their shoulder, and I'm right there in the middle of it, which I'm excited about. Appreciate you guys. Have a good day.